Welcome to Mater Dei Catholic High School. So here's our campus. It's essentially a 48-acre campus. The initial school was built in 2007. We opened our doors that fall. It's a $75 million campus and it was built with an amazing gift of $50 million from the Skaggs Foundation. So we're very fortunate, very blessed. ALSAM and their foundation has contributed yearly to our Academy of Science, also our adult centers, our adult school here that we have in the evening as well. The list goes on and on and on. We're so gracious and so appreciative to the ALSAM Foundation. But let's take a quick walk through our campus so you guys can see all the amazing things that we have to offer here at Mater Dei. This is Amy Pascucci's class. She teaches actually the art class here for Amerigo. Another wonderful thing about Amerigo is they have a tremendous support for all their students here. So every day, Ms. Pascucci offers a class for the Amerigo students, which supplements in English, vocabulary, and then after school we also have after-school tutorial in the same classroom for all of our Amerigo students. So when it comes to support, there really isn't another international student placement company better than Amerigo at offering support. Amerigo currently has nine different adults here on campus and throughout the community to support their 25 students. 9 adults supporting 25 students. That is very rare in today's market. So if you're a parent and you're looking for support for your child, nobody does it better than Amerigo. So once again, 9 adults supporting, encouraging, mentoring, and tutoring 25 students here at Mater Dei this year. Right this way. The art class here at Mater Dei Catholic High School, which is offered by the amazing and the talented Good morning, everyone. How are you? Can everybody wave and say hello?
So this is an English language development class. It's called Academic Reading and Composition, and the goal is really to support the students' academic language development. So they're having to learn new styles of writing and a lot of academic vocabulary, which helps them in all their content area classes and test prep for things like SAT and TOEFL.
Thank you so much. So I understand the kids really love you and really love working with you. Is that pretty accurate?
Yes.
And also we can see here on the board that we like to be very clear on directions, information for students, so they always have an agenda here when they come in. They have their homework listed, learning intentions. This is something that's very unique to Mater Dei, but I think most schools do this in a roundabout way. But every time any student walks into any classroom at Mater Dei, there's a very specific learning intention written on it. So when your child walks into this classroom, they know exactly what their learning intention is for that day. And they also know how we're going to essentially evaluate or model. Did they actually learn that learning intention? So what's our success criteria? What's our criteria for measuring that success by learning this intention for our day? So every classroom in this school offers this, and it's posted very clearly on the board when students walk in, so they know exactly what they're focused on for that day and how they'll succeed and master that. The academic corridor of Mater Dei Catholic High School. We have building 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We have our library here to the right. We also have an amazing Academy of Science project that was completed a few years ago. This is our earth bench, and our earth bench is completely independent of the electrical grid here at Mater Dei. This was actually built by Mater Dei Academy of Science students. So you'll notice there's a windmill here, and we have some amazing huge green leaves, which are actually solar panels. So students can actually come in here at any time during the day and charge their devices, whether it's their laptop, their cell phone. But this was completely made 100% from recycled materials, and you can see that on the background as well. You can see some of those recycled materials in those glass windows. But Gatorade bottles, plastic bottles, it's all there. And this windmill creates energy and produces it into electricity for our students. And this is just one of the many project-based learning opportunities that Mater Dei students have here at Mater Dei. Amerigo students never have to worry about their food in the morning, for breakfast, for lunch, and for dinner. Amerigo caters all of that. When students come here at Mater Dei, they're able to choose from a variety of different options here at our cafeteria. So Amerigo preloads a certain amount of money for each student on their cards. And students can purchase any of these different items that they have here throughout the day. So we have our daily lunch specials. We have all these different cafeteria menu items available daily for these students. So essentially they can pick and choose whatever they like. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a unique classroom that we have here at Mater Dei Catholic High School. This is the classroom of Mr. Steve Smith, our social entrepreneurship classroom. A little introduction by history of Mr. Smith. He's a .com success story from back in the years, and he doesn't have to work anymore. He's retired here at Mater Dei, but what he does do, what's special about Mr. Smith is that he gets to motivate and encourage young men and women to think outside the normal educational box. Pick something they're passionate about and create it, whether it's digitally, musically. We're talking about patents. Speaking of patents, this gentleman has multi-patents under his belt. And we're encouraging students to think of different ways to create businesses, start businesses, earn income passively, quietly, via things that they're able to produce, hopefully in the future. So maybe we'll have a few graduates, not maybe, I'm pretty confident that Mr. Smith will be able to mentor a handful of young men and women throughout this community, and they will be the next entrepreneurs that are very successful here in Southern California, if not California, if not the United States. So at this time, I'd like to turn it over to Mr. Smith. He's going to talk about what he's passionate about, what he likes to do.
Cool. So my name is Steve Smith, and I've been in education since 2003. Prior to that, I was just a college guy from San Diego State University, locally born and bred here in San Diego. But we started back in 2003 by just doing a lot of project-based learning, and with the emphasis is kind of more on real-world immersion. So what we're trying to bring into the classroom is we're trying to get these students into doing things that they're kind of curious about and things that they're going to use later on in life. Currently, right now, we're in the middle of students are exploring getting connected with people that do career jobs that they want to do. So the premise of all this is just to hopefully get them connected, and we're going to teach them some media. We're actually going to have them interview and hopefully get them to kind of get connected with professional people outside the classroom. But we're going to be doing it through a classroom project. But yeah, we've been doing this since about 2003. I've also been part of 14 different charter school programs, and we just recently brought a lot of the project-based learning into Mater Dei Catholic School. So we're going to try to get the students into just kind of let's do real things, and as they do at MIT, we do things through head and hand. So we learn stuff here, and then we use the other side of our brains to kind of piece things together and use our hands to do it. But if you want to take a peek over here, this is kind of like a general layout of kind of how we run the coursework here. And it's broken up into little 3-week kind of little chapters, and each 3-week little period, there's something that we're trying to. This also helps them with their social side of their learning, social emotional I've been trained with some nice people. That's a big thing in the classroom nowadays. So many kids come into us where things might not be going right. Well, how do we get that side of their brain taken care of so then they can achieve and then pass it on to the coursework? There's just so many different things that we do, and we also do a lot of collaborative work with some of the younger students. Our first project is they make a children's book, and after 3 weeks of doing that, we actually have them donate their books to local libraries, to our elementary school that's here, and it's a nice way so the little kids can also see what they're doing, and they get connected to, maybe I want to be a writer, which is something else that we struggle with in a lot of the schools. How do we get our kids to enjoy writing? And through project-based, it's kind of nice because the kids have a little bit of control, but they also are being supervised by people that's what they do. This is how we do our final, and our final is the day before the final. The kids come up and they're allowed to illustrate one thing that they learned. And then on the back side of these things, every student has to sign their signature, and we're hopefully going to have all these wonderful people later on in life will have their very first signatures as entrepreneurs. And then each one of these boards is something that comes up, and then they keep adding to this, which is amazing. And then because you're actually seeing, like, what do we actually teach in class? Well, this is a clothing company, and this is we do pitch decks, and this is we learn some Illustrator, Photoshop. But it's interesting to see what they want to share out, and visually share out what they're doing.
I do, but like I don't like talking
my
about
goal is when we actually retire the class, we're going to get these all framed up and we'll put them around the top part of the classroom.
Done with cell phones.
And how you doing you doing good for content? Want some more stuff? Okay.
We have our 2 drama productions every year. So if you love acting, if you like singing, if you love performing, if you love piano, guitar, if you love everything that has to do with performing arts, this will be your stage. So welcome. As I mentioned earlier, we have Career Day here on campus, and we have a variety of speakers for our students. But this is where we also have university visits from all the top universities throughout the nation. They come here and they present to either our entire class of 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th graders about why they should attend their amazing school. We also have informational nights for parents, so parents can come here during the week. We invite them for it could be a special meeting talking about technology, dangers of the internet, Schoology, talking about, we have parents back to school night, we have teacher conferences here that begin here as well. So this is a very nice meeting and general starting place for a lot of our major events throughout the day. Okay? We just left our gymnasium, and hopefully you're able to see small parts of our gymnasium, but I also want to point out that Mater Dei has 53 different video cameras all throughout our campus. So as you can see, we have one here, there's also one over there, and as you walk out to our aquatic center, you'll see that there are a lot of different cameras and video cameras all throughout the school. Why? For the simple reason of keeping your children safe. This is our aquatic center. This was built a year after our school was open. That was about a $2 million project. If you ever wondered what 400,000 gallons of water looked like, well, this is it. So we have an Olympic-style swimming pool. Mater Dei offers swimming for PE, for physical education. We also offer water polo for men, water polo for women. We have our men and women's swim teams as well. And one really cool fact that not a lot of people know is that in 2016 in the spring, Mater Dei was able to have the swimmers for the United States Olympic swimming team here and training here. So we had Ryan Lochte coming and swimming here, and the entire men's USA swimming team. And they were able to practice. They were able to get to meet our students. We were able to take some amazing video with them. But the American swimming team, the fact that they were here was a really great motivator for our students who really enjoyed swimming here at Mater Dei. And from an adult's perspective, it was amazing to see these Olympians practice here in the spring of 2016, and then to be able to watch them on TV a few months later for the Summer Olympics of 2016 was just amazing. So very happy that we have a great partnership with USA Swim. Stadium. Officially, the name of the stadium is the Egger Stadium. But as you can see here, we have our young students from Mater Dei, Juan Diego Academy, taking advantage of their PE classes here. Nothing makes me happier as a father and administrator to see young men and women taking advantage of free play time. A lot of data currently suggests that free play for young men and women is one of the most beneficial things that you can do for them. So for all of us with small children, this free play time really reinforces social aspects, reinforces how they treat one another. There's a lot of active learning and quiet learning that goes on when students are actually having free play. So the data behind it is impressive, and we really want to encourage and possibly maybe even increase the amount of free play that young men and women have throughout their adolescence as they go through high school. So here we have our American football team trains and practices and plays. We have soccer for men and women, track and field. We also have lacrosse for men and women. Tons of options. Currently, Mater Dei has 26, can you believe this? 26 different athletic options for men and women. 13 for both men and women. Essentially more options than students can choose from, but over 70% of our student body here at Mater Dei participates in athletics or after-school extracurricular activities. So that just goes to show that even Amerigo students are part of our football teams, our swimming teams. They do amazing things. So when the more that students can get involved in things other than just the academic portion of school, it really enhances their experience here at Mater Dei. We're happy that Amerigo and staff really encourages students to get involved. So we're happy to hear that.
Good morning. My name is Dr. Suzanne Till. I am the coordinator for the Academy of Science program at Mater Dei Catholic High School. We have an Academy of Science here that we think is a unique opportunity for students from all over the world to attend. It is a 3-year program. The sophomore year, students are invited by their counselors to join the Academy of Science. And in that sophomore year, the students do advanced math and integrated with science. We have a focus on medicine and aerospace engineering and environmental engineering. In the junior year, the students are invited to take an advanced placement science class or a college class. We currently teach more college classes here at Mater Dei than any other school in South County, and we also teach a college level science class with a lab that I get to teach. It's an Earth Systems Science class, great for environmental science and environmental engineering. The senior year, in the summer before the senior year, the students go and do an internship, and they can do it, and these are the posters right here. So this is a poster from a student who did an internship at University of San Diego on arsenic in soils. This is a student who did their internship at the University of California, San Diego, the School of Pharmacy, on neglected tropical diseases. And the final poster over here, this is an internship that a student did at University of San Diego on lung cancer. So we also have internships at San Diego State, University of Southern California, University of California, Los Angeles, Harvard, Stanford. There are many opportunities that we offer our students. Last year we placed 140 students in internships completely. Once the students finish their internship, then they work with me in their senior year. During that senior year, they create this poster. Usually this poster is done by a student in college, somebody in their third or fourth year of college. And that's how we modeled their posters off. We went to UCLA and saw how the college students at UCLA were doing their research posters off internships. They complete the poster and they present it, and this is where it gets great. This information, then we translate that into college admissions applications for our students all over the world, especially this format fits very good for University of California. MIT loves our posters, and Yale, that's another school. And then we work with them for the next month or so to get the best college admissions application in, and also to start working on scholarships. We have been very successful in the Academy of Science in getting students placed at top tier schools throughout California and on the East Coast, private schools, such as 2 years ago, we had 2 students placed at MIT, for example. And the system seems to work well. We also have a great counseling department that works with the Academy of Science. That's something recommended by the National Research Council on the Sciences, that the counselors should be working with the science teachers and professors.
So to reiterate and kind of reinforce what Dr. Till just spoke about, these are previous years summer internships at different universities. So here we have Maria Galvez. This internship allowed her to differentiate herself between all the hundreds of thousands of students who applied to all the major universities throughout the United States. But this directly translated into her being accepted at UCSD for chemical engineering with a full scholarship. UCSD had over 100,000 applicants last year for its undergraduate incoming freshman class. Next we have, again, Brandon Moore. His summer internship directly translated into him being accepted at UCLA for biochemistry with the UC Regents Scholarship, UCLA Alumni Scholarship, and Ford Scholarship. So these internships are incredibly important to differentiate our students from all the other students applying throughout the United States. John Rodnick last year was accepted at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo in electrical engineering on a partial scholarship. We also have here Miss Sophia George, who was accepted to San Diego State University on a full scholarship for engineering. This doesn't happen very often.
Wow.
So this is why our Academy of Science is so critical, because these internships translate directly into acceptances to these universities. This is really serious. Dr. Till puts in a tremendous amount of time, but the fact that these young men and women can essentially do graduate level work while they're still in high school really separates them from the entire senior applicant pool who applies to universities. I can't stress this enough. Full scholarship, full scholarship, full scholarship. We want your children and our Amerigo students to also be able to take advantage of these full scholarships all throughout the United States at some of the best universities in the nation. So welcome to our art classroom. This is another thing too. You don't need my narration, but it's just a simple art class that we have for young men and women who love to embrace different parts of art. So we have painting, sketching, drawing. We have students who work with digital art, graphic design. We have students who master programs like Adobe Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator, Adobe InDesign. We have an amazing young woman from Amerigo who walked into. This young lady walked in, she was quickly evaluated. We quickly realized that she was well above the art class that she had been placed in, so we moved her immediately, changed her schedule, and I think she was very happy with it. She was very excited to be along other peers who were along her level, and it just goes to show that Mater Dei counseling, course scheduling is very flexible when it comes to young men and women who come from different parts of the world. So we never want to have a fixed class for any child or any group of children. We want to take every child, look at their gifts and talents, look at their areas of strength, look at their areas of growth, and say, how can we create a schedule for each child that really benefits them so they have the optimum experience here at Mater Dei? Whether it's a domestic student, an Amerigo student, this applies to all children. We look at everybody, and everybody has a custom schedule when they want to come Mater Dei.
Hi, my name is Frank Stingel. I'm the principal at Mater Dei Catholic High School. And we're excited to have students from Amerigo here. We already have a very large international population and a very diverse student population. So having students from all across the world really fits in here. We have found a great experience. We've had a great experience with students from across the world, and our students who are already here, our domestic students, welcome them with open arms. It's great to add to the diversity, which adds to the education of our students. Welcome to Mater Dei.
This is our fitness center that is open 24/7. Our students have access to it within the hours of curfew. So we actually have quite a few students who will come in here and work out. So we like to encourage healthy habits, and we're excited that we have this opportunity to use this space. So we cater in all of our meals for the students. So we will update our menu board on a weekly basis. We try to provide a variety of food options as to expose students to new things, but also remind them of things back home. So as you can see, we've got things from the American favorite of meatloaf and vegetables and turkey to chicken tikka to Thai spring rolls, salmon, and then Chinese food always. Another application that we use is called Simply Safe. That is our security system here on campus. So we can actually pull up the camera feed that is in every student's apartment, and it allows us to see who is coming and going on a regular basis. It will also notify us if a door or window opens when the alarm system is set, and that's how we make sure students are safe overnight. So the on-call staff member who works overnight will get a notification and come check out the student's apartment to make sure that they are safe. Service learning is very important for us here to help students instill positive characteristics. Mater Dei requires all students to complete 25 hours of service learning on a yearly basis. So we will help students find service learning projects throughout the year so that they can reach those hours. We try to find things that interest our students. So if they are interested in animals, we can take them to the Humane Society. If they're interested in environmental causes, we can take them to the beach and do beach cleanups. If they are interested in the elderly, we have a senior citizen center right next to us. So there are various options that we can provide our students, and they have to complete 25 hours every year. We have a professional cleaning crew on campus that comes at least once a week and does a deep, thorough clean to make sure that our students' apartments are healthy and safe. So cold and flu season is something that we are experiencing right now, and it's very important for our students to learn how to take care of themselves. So we make sure that all students are supplied with antibacterial hand soap, with face masks, with hand sanitizer, disinfectant wipes, and sprays. Regarding the coronavirus that's currently going around, we are sending updates to families at least twice a week, if not more. We are monitoring students' health on a daily basis and ensuring if we are noticing any signs of flu-like symptoms that we are checking in on those students regularly. This is our study room, so we have a small space in here where kids can do small group study. We also run our university guidance program out of this room, so we will make sure that students are getting individualized support. We have many study groups that we run by our staff and by school teachers. We'll have a religion group, we have a biology group, world cultures, and we make sure that kids are getting the individualized support they need to succeed at school. Every student has an individualized academic learning plan that is tailored to their needs so that they are successful not only academically but socially and emotionally as well. We are about 2 blocks from the dorms right now, and as you can see, we have a beautiful park that spans about 2.5 blocks here in Chula Vista. Kids will come here and play basketball, they will play soccer. There is a community center where there are classes that students can participate in, and it's just great space where we can have family time, community time, things like that. Across the street, you have our village center, so there is everything from a coffee shop to a convenience store, Thai food, boba tea, Mexican food, pizza, burgers, and a nail salon, and our kids have access to all of it just 2 blocks from their home here.
So one of the things that I'm most impressed with on this FEM tour is to see how much the Amerigo staff cares about their students and how really comprehensive the services are, because I know one of the most worrisome things for the parents is where their kids are at all times of the day, and if they're safe, if they're happy. And I am very happy to see that they really do take that very seriously, and they take care of the students, and they make sure that they are being integrated into the general student population, and that they are thriving and not just getting by.